What up? What's good? Welcome back to the Legacy Lounge. So I know I say every episode is special. I said the last one. But this is like special. So 3 specials. Reason being, we got our first female guest in the history of the podcast. So this is groundbreaking.
Yay.
I want to welcome to the Legacy Lounge, Miss Cheryl Renee. So I paused. We believe in honesty and transparency here.
Mm-hmm.
She was giving me a hard time when I was asking her what name that she wanted to be introduced as. We talked for like 5 minutes about it. And so I introduced her as Cheryl Renee. All right. I just wanted to let the viewers know that she was giving me a hard time about the name
Absolutely.
thing. But welcome to the show, Miss Cheryl Renee. I appreciate you being here.
Yay. Glad to be your first woman. Glad to be here. So thank you.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah, no.
It's a little bit of pressure.
I got it.
Just a little bit of pressure.
I'm fine.
But introduce yourself, please.
So I am Cheryl Renee, aka Boss C. I'm the owner and CEO of Boss C Events. So I do event planning, any type of coordination, anything like that. And then I also curated a networking program for Black women in the Pittsburgh area.
Okay, so you're a busy lady.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I want to jump right into Bossy Events.
Okay.
When people throw like bangers in the city, I need to know what's going on because I feel like, I've been a part of a few bangers in the city.
Right.
And I seen the promotion for the bingo. What was it called?
Trap bingo.
The trap bingo.
Mm-hmm.
I seen, when I say the promotions, the flyers and everything on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I never knew what Bossy Events was or who was behind it.
Right.
I just seen it, but I seen it picking up traction, and I didn't realize how crazy and like how big it was until I seen the actual event. People were streaming it live, and they was going crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, why ain't I here? Like they was going crazy.
Right.
So where'd that come from? Trap bingo.
So I've been to a couple of trap bingos in Columbus whenever I lived there a couple years ago. And so I just kind of figured there's nothing like that here, so let's just bring it here. So I feel like everything is just a recreation. I think we're all, copying someone else's idea or, doing something similar to what everyone else is doing. And so that wasn't here. So I just figured I'd bring it here, and I didn't think it would blow up as much as it did, but I'm glad it did. So.
What is it? What's trap bingo?
So basically it's the same concept as bingo. The only difference is you do have a DJ. He plays a song. If you have the artist, then you cross it off on your bingo card. You get 5 in a row. You get bingo and you get a prize. So similar concept, but it's just a big party that you're having basically.
How you determine who get the mic?
So I do have a host for the event, usually Charnay. She's been my host for the past 2 events that I've had. And so she will just go around and interact with everyone. That's what I want it to be. I want it to be a good interaction with everyone. I want everyone singing, dancing, whatever they want to do. I just want them to be comfortable. So she will determine who gets the mic and when you need to take it away from them. But the DJ just kind of plays off of the host whenever it's time to move on to the next song, or if we need to keep it there and it's a vibe. So I just leave that up to them. Okay.
In case people don't know what I'm talking about, when I say, how do you determine like who gets the mic? What are they doing there with the mic?
So they can sing along to whatever song's playing. They can dance. They can rap. There's a couple people that will just say whatever they want to say on the mic.
Okay.
But for the most part, people are singing. They're dancing. It's very interactive. So.
Is it very BYOB?
It depends on the venue.
Okay.
Yes. So it depends on the venue. I've only had one venue so far that is BYOB. It's a little smaller, which is kind of not the way I want to go. But yes, so it does depend on the venue. If they're open to BYOB, then obviously I'll promote that.
Is there liquor sales there?
I'll always pick a venue that has some type of alcohol.
Because I seen people singing.
Yes.
They wasn't sober.
Yeah.
So
no.
Boo, I seen you, Boo. Boo was going crazy. I don't know if it was the first one or the second one, but
that was the second one.
Yeah. I knew there was something involved.
Yeah. He was having a good time.
He was
so
having
I
a good
encourage
time.
it. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was BYOB or there was the selling liquor there, but I knew liquor was involved.
Yes.
Because they was having a good time, but they was having a good time.
Yes, absolutely.
You had how many of those events here?
So I've had a total of 3 bingos here, I believe. I had a rock and roll bingo out in Jewett, Ohio. There was a bar out there that hired me and they were interested in doing it. So we did that for them. It was a good turnout. They enjoyed it. They wanted to come to more. And then I had a trap bingo and then also the throwback bingo. So
Okay.
so far.
Yeah, we're not getting away from Jewett.
No.
In the rock and roll bingo.
Yeah.
Specifically Jewett.
Mm-hmm.
How you end up in Jewett?
They saw it on Facebook. The owner of the bar, she was interested in having one out there. So she got to pick the genre that she wanted. There was contract signed and deposits paid. So I'm here to do a job.
Yeah, for sure.
So we went out there and they had a good time. It was a good time.
Shout out to Jewett.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see my face.
Right.
So when you said Jewett, like, man.
I was a little nervous too. This is my area that I'm used to. So I've never been out there to that bar, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but it was a good time.
And she's seen the success of with the trap bingo,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yep, with the trap bingo, and she loved it, so she thought she'd give it a try.
well,
So it
that's
was a good
dope.
turnout.
That's what it's all about. It's networking.
Yeah, it was a good turnout.
I don't want to gloss over Steubenville High School reaching out to you though.
Okay.
What'd that look like?
So I think there was actually a teacher that attended my last bingo, the throwback bingo. So there was a teacher that came to that. He reached out to their I believe it's a student coordinator or event coordinator at Big Red. And so she reached out to me and told me that, it was a great attendance. It was a great time, according to this teacher that attended. And so she was interested to see what that looked like for the students, if that was possible to do. So yeah, it's been fun.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's the power of the city,
Right.
like enlisting you to
Right.
do an event for them.
Yeah. And I'm excited. I recently started doing balloon work also, balloon displays.
Mm-hmm.
So I do plan to do one, a backdrop and a balloon display for them. I'm hoping to, after this event, hopefully, reach out to other schools in the area and let them know, hey, I've done this for Big Red. I can do this for your school as well. So.
I mean, once they see Big Red,
Right.
Trap Bingo got you to Jewett.
Right.
So, like, what you think
Right, I
that,
can do
doing an
everything.
event for Big Red would
Right.
do? Yeah.
Yeah.
What other services does Bossy Events offer?
So any type of event coordination or management, I'm currently coordinating a wedding. So I'm kind of preparing for that. I've done baby showers, like I mentioned, balloon displays, birthday parties. I am a list person. I like to fix things and I like to make a list to get it done. So anything that you don't want to plan, that's what I will do. Grand openings, networking events, anything whatsoever. So if it has to do with any type of planning and coordination, then I'll stop in for that. So
If somebody was interested in reaching out to you for help, planning an event, how do they get a hold of you?
yeah, so I'm on all social media platforms at Bossy Events, and then also bossyevents.com. You can reach out to me there. I have different forms available that you can fill out to inquire about events, and then all my contact information is on there as well.
Bossy Events and everything else she said.
Yes.
It's on there. It's on there.
Yes.
How long you been back? Because I know you from the area.
Mm-hmm.
I know you left. But Bossy Events wasn't always around.
Yeah.
So how long you been back here?
So I've been back about 3 years, coming up on 3 years.
Where were you prior?
I was in Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah. So born and raised here. I moved to Columbus in 2019. I was there for a few years and then moved back. So about 3 years.
What brought you back?
So I received a promotion I do have a 9-to-5. So I received a promotion through that organization. And I was working from home. It was during the pandemic. And so I had this great idea. I'll just move back for like 3 months and then I'll go to Texas and everything will be great. So I moved back, but I never really made it to Texas yet to save money and, eliminate some debt. I just thought it would be a great idea, but I'm still here. So.
We're heavy on the yet.
Yeah.
You're back home, but you're making a difference back home.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you're succeeding, and that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to have you on here. But I want you to talk about your 9-to-5, and what do you do?
So I do work for a local bank. I've been there. It's going on 8 years in August, so I've been there a little bit longer than I expected. But it's been great. Like I said, I recently received a promotion. So I do a little bit of project management and HR. So basically, I fix problems and implement policy changes for the bank. And so any type of issue that may occur, it usually comes to our department. We fix it. We reach out to different departments, and then we either change our policy or kind of educate, the people that are explaining the policies to others.
You like the company you work for?
I do. It's been good so far. I do.
I used to like them. They fired me. I mean, I told you, we're going to be honest here. They fired me. I deserved it. It was my fault, but they fired me. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
I love them all. A great company to work for.
Sure.
But they fired me.
I'm still there, so I love them.
Their core values are aligned with mine.
Yeah. And
I think it's just a good company, all in all.
Yeah. It is good.
All right, I think it's a great company, even though they fired me. One last time.
Right.
You ever been fired?
Oh, wow. Yeah. I got fired on my day off like Craig, but...
When I was asking you, I wasn't like I was just playing, but you really been fired before.
Yep. I was. I was with a company for a few months, and afterwards I realized that, I was really just there to kind of do their dirty work for them and let go of some people and do some, shifting around. But yeah, that was the one and only time I've been fired. Me
being fired was like the best thing that ever happened to me in a weird way, because I wasn't humble and I wasn't moving how I was supposed to move. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I wasn't working hard. I wasn't dedicated, and I got what I deserved. It was like rock bottom, you know what I mean? And without that happening, I'm not where I am today. So they say the Lord works in mysterious ways, or blessing in disguise, or whatever cliche you want to use there. But that's what it did for me. Yeah. Did it have similar impact on you, or was you just like, eh? Yeah, absolutely. I think that really started. So I was actually an executive director with that company. So I did a lot of event planning there. And I was able to do a lot of coordinating, managing different events. So that kind of piqued my interest a little bit more. I've always been interested in it, but I think actually doing it, I was able to see, I can do this. So after that, I actually moved over to the company I'm with now. And so I definitely think that has helped me get a little bit more interested in the event coordination. So it absolutely was. And they're no longer in business. So that's good. Yeah. That I got out of there. Karma. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yep. I can't say that for your company. You're still working there. Right. But I know the company we speak of, diversity means a lot. So in the financial industry, women leadership is very, very common. Yeah. To everything that I've seen, it's more common than men leadership. Absolutely. But for your company, I know they want diversity, cultural diversity as well. So a lot of Black women in the company? Not really. Is it a goal? Do you know? I don't know. There are a lot of Black women in the company, but in leadership roles, not necessarily. Okay. So I don't know if that's a goal for them or not. But there's Black women in the company. Yeah, sure. Not necessarily. Okay, yeah. But not necessarily the highest level of leadership there. So that's interesting. Do you aspire to climb like the corporate ladder in this profession, in this field, or you just want to like? Now that I'm actually working in what I love, I'm ready to only do that. So I'm ready for retirement. I'm ready to get up out of there. However, I also know that, I still have bills to pay and still have stuff to do. So yeah, I'm no longer interested in that. And I was going to stick there as long as I wanted to, as long as I could. But I think, now I'm kind of like, I like this event planning. So I'm ready to get into something more with that. How close? Depends on my bank account. Right. Yeah. I wish it could be tomorrow, but unless, like the Olympics or something contacts me and tells me they want me to coordinate something for them, I gotta stick it out. This year Olympics? Yeah. Yeah. Let's get this young lady on the Olympics. Where they at? I don't Russia. No, not Russia. Do some research, man. Yeah. Can we Google find out what But if they call me, then I would know. So they just have to call me. Paris,
I
France?
think so. That sounds right.
You just saying anything. Where the Olympics at? The Olympics in Paris, I told y'all. God damn it. Paris, Olympic Committee, Paris, president, they got presidents. Get this young lady in here
BossEvents.com.
so she can retire.
That's it.
Period. So I know you do networking in the Pittsburgh area. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, and it actually kind of started whenever I moved to Columbus. So I moved there. I didn't really have a lot of friends or family, and I moved maybe 3 or 4 months before COVID happened. So we were on lockdown. So I had this great idea to come up with just a group of women that wanted to be friends. So I figured we would just go out, be friends, do different things together. And so I always do this prayer. I ask for confirmation. If this is supposed to happen, allow this to happen. So my prayer was, if I'm supposed to do this group in Columbus, allow COVID to leave, to, be eliminated. And baby was here. She stuck around for a couple years. So I was like, okay, so it's not meant to happen. So whenever I moved back, I figured I'd do it here. So I did start a networking group for Black women in the Pittsburgh area. And we are getting close to about 1,000 women. I've had it for about a year. So we just, post on our Facebook group. Someone actually just wanted to start a book club. But we do different things, comedy shows, paint and sips, candle making, whatever we want to do. We just post it in the group and we connect with different women within the area.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Why was that important to you?
It was kind of selfish. I was just really lonely. Like I said, I just moved there. COVID had just happened, so we were on lockdown. And so I just wanted people to go out with. I just wanted to get cute, get dressed up, take pictures, and go out. And so it was the same, whenever I moved back here, it was the same thing. I wanted to get cute, dress up, go out, try different places, different restaurants. So it was a little bit of selfishness in there, but it worked. And a lot of the women, are appreciative, and I guess it's hard to find friends at this big age that we are. So it's working out for us.
Well, that's a good reason, though.
Yeah.
That's not a bad reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume you didn't envision it like being this big.
No.
Okay. You just wanted a couple friends to hang out with and get cute with.
Yeah, I just figured, there would be some cute people to go out with,
Right.
and we would have fun,
Right.
and that's it. But now we're getting close to 1,000 women. So it's never really all of us together in one location, but you meet different people, and you get to see what they're doing and what careers they're in and different things like that. So everyone's able to make their own connections with people.
It's a sisterhood.
Yeah,
in a
it's
sense.
fun to see. It's fun to see.
So that's out of the Pittsburgh area.
Yes.
Can locals be a part of it?
Yeah, if you're willing to go to Pittsburgh. I have considered doing different chapters. I think my only thing is I kind of feel like Steubenville is kind of small, so everyone kind of knows everybody. And if, you already have friends here, not to say that it wouldn't work, but, if you're willing to travel to Pittsburgh, then absolutely. Yeah.
All right, well, holler at her.
Yeah,
Get at her. Yeah.
Let's link sis on Facebook.
Period. I feel like I had to say that. I feel like I had to throw it in there. I'm sorry. Black woman, bossy, entrepreneur. You've been in Jewett. You did an event in Jewett.
Right.
It's groundbreaking.
I'm doing everything.
You're the first female guest on the Legacy Lounge.
Breaking records.
Breaker records. Other than being fired, I know it's not always smooth. One, because you're Black. 2, because you're a woman. So 3, because you're a Black woman.
Right.
So have you experienced hurdles, obstacles that you would maybe can attribute to that?
So I know at one point in time, I was trying to host an event with a different organization in this area. This was a few years ago. And so I was just kind of running it past my friend, talking to her about it. And she did mention, just the fact that I was from Wintersville and people wouldn't support me or support anything that I was doing. So it wasn't like, oh, well, I want to do an event. No, I can't do it because I'm from Wintersville. Nothing like that. But it was just kind of in the back of my mind, I think. And so I was always a little bit nervous to even try anything around here. And I mean, which is weird when you think about it, because Wintersville and Sumo are so close to each other. But, I think I just kind of held on to that. And I just kind of thought, I can't do anything around here. I have to wait until I move, especially when I came back from Columbus. I think that was my biggest thing. I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything here. I'll wait till I go to Texas. And so it worked out. I just did it and it worked out.
Sad, but true. That's the stigma.
Mm-hmm.
You can replace Wintersville with Steubenville or where in, or the surrounding areas, but you can't do anything around here. Like that's it's crazy.
Yeah.
When we were first doing the festival, the first year of the festival, and I might have told this story on another podcast, but I'll tell it again. But somebody walked up to me like, "What, you trying to get somebody killed? Like, you trying to get somebody shot?" Like, because I'm trying to get us together and have a good time. I'm trying to get somebody shot. Like, and this is a black person saying this. So you saying we can't get together without somebody getting shot? Yeah. Like, this is what they saying.
Right.
Like, you're not supposed to be saying that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I think you just hang on to that, but you got to try it and see if it'll work.
Yeah. And I still hang on to this. So so you can't make it, you can't make it happen because you're from Wintersville. Yeah. Does that still, like, you said it was in the back of your mind. Is it still in the back of your mind?
No. I think after Trap Bingo, I think it's like, okay. Yeah. And I've always been a risk taker. Yeah. I have a sister, and out of the two of us, I think I'm like, whatever, let's just try it. I don't need a plan. I'm just going to do it. And so I think after that, it just kind of solidified, like, let's see if it works. Yeah,
people respond. They want something to do. Yeah. Like, they really, really, really want something to do in the area. Yeah. And that negative mindset is why we don't have stuff to do, because people feel that way first. And second, they don't want to try new things.
Yeah. But let's go.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about your amazing sister then.
Yeah. Ika Designs, graphic designer.
One more time.
Ika Designs, graphic designer. So anything you need, logo, advertisement, anything, Ika Designs.
Ika Designs. So we get flowers out here.
Yes.
I don't want to take away from us talking, but I'm sure you don't mind.
No.
Your sister's dope.
Yes.
She's the bomb.
Yes.
Your sister is my sister.
Yay.
And Erica knows, but she's a big help in a lot of things that I do. And I really, really, really appreciate her.
Yay. We come from amazing parents. Claps for Erica.
So you big sis?
I'm little sis. I'm just taller. Yeah.
How many years y'all apart?
A year.
Okay, well, you got a great big sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's old. I'm not there yet. So I'm young and spry. Okay.
We don't do messy here. Yeah.
Because you up there. My bad. Go ahead.
No, because I'm Team Erica.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, I am Unc, but I know you're passionate about event planning. I know you're passionate about the networking with the sisterhood. What else are you passionate about?
I would say therapy.
All right, I want to talk about therapy.
Okay.
This is important.
Yes.
For Black people to talk about, and I want a woman's perspective on all things therapy. So when you say therapy, you're passionate about therapy. What do you mean?
I feel like everyone just needs to go to therapy. Like we all have things that we're working on, that we have worked through, that we're going to have to work through. And even if it's not you, it may be something indirect. So your child may be going through something and you need to work through it with them, or your cousin, whoever it is. And I just think as Black people, we definitely need to go to therapy. I think just being in the United States during this times before, I think it's important for us to work on our mental health.
Why do you think it's so hard for us to commit?
Because it's weird. I mean, you grow up and what's in this house stays in this house. Don't talk to nobody else about what's going on. So I think it's just a stigma in our community. You don't talk to anyone else. You don't go to therapy. It's weird. You're crazy if you go. You're probably crazy if you don't go. But I think it's just, what you were raised hearing. So you don't talk to anyone else about your problems.
I'm guilty of it.
Oh.
I am. And you're not the first guest to talk about therapy.
Okay.
Actually, my best friend, he goes to a therapist.
Okay.
Me and my wife, we might not even have been married, maybe just dating, maybe engaged. She gave me a book to read. It was basically about communicating or whatever the case may be, I don't want to misrepresent it, but it was to make our relationship stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And I read no goddamn book.
Right.
And she recommended therapy, you
Right.
know, at multiple points.
Yeah.
And I'm like, black person,
Right.
black man,
Right.
not going to no goddamn therapy.
Mhm.
I'm not sitting on nobody's couch and
Right.
telling him, like, paying them money
Right.
to tell him my problems. Like, is
Right.
you crazy? Like, you want to talk? Let's talk. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that. And I feel like shit for
Mhm.
it because it was ignorant
Mm.
to her.
Mm-hmm.
It was just ignorant in general, immature, chauvinistic, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
I'll take it. All of those things. It was awful, but that's why I like to talk to people who get something out of it, because me and I know a lot of other people, specifically black people, need to hear the benefits and why we should go.
Yeah.
So what has it done for you, or what does it do for you?
So I will say that I started because I was depressed. So I started going to therapy, and I will also say that it may take a couple times. It may take a couple people to go through, and a couple consultations to go through until you find the one that's right for you. So I know a lot of people will say, well, I just went to one and it didn't work out. Maybe that's not the right therapist. But I think for me, the biggest lesson I've learned would probably be obviously communication and processing my emotions, but also learning to put people in different lanes in my life. In the beginning, I was willing to give whatever I wanted to give. I was willing to give you everything. If you need emotional support, you know, whatever you needed, I was willing to give that to you. And that meant that I would be drained emotionally, which was not good. And then I think I went to, well, if you can't give me something, then I don't want to be friends with you at all. But now I'm at the point where I understand that I've gone through some things to help different people, and I may not get anything back from them. And that's okay. I'm here to, I think, you know, just be a vessel for God. I've gone through stuff. You know, you may have gone through a divorce, and 5 years later, you meet somebody that's going through a divorce and they don't know how to do it, how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you go through different things for different people. So I'm learning how to navigate people in my life right now, and it feels good.
How's your depression?
Oh, it's good. I think because I'm able to process my emotions better, I'm able to kind of stop myself, obviously feel my feelings, but I'm able to stop myself and say, okay, I'm sad. Why am I sad? Let's go back. Let's kind of retrace our steps here, see what's going on, and then come out of it a different way. And then also communicate that to other people. So if you've irritated me, or if I'm sad because of something you said, I'm going to let you know. And then we can either change how we move forward, or I need to adjust your presence in my life.
All things you just said, that's all attributed back to therapy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I maybe I would have got there eventually. But I think, you know, just talking it through with someone is always helpful. So I definitely think that, you know, improves my emotions and being able to process my feelings, for sure.
Is your therapist a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
She is a woman. We decided that I no longer needed to see her for the issues I was going for.
Okay.
So I currently don't have a therapist. But I think that's just because I've kind of worked through that area of my life. So once something else comes up, I'll be back in therapy.
I don't think you can hear it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, use your phrase, at my big age, I feel like I turned the corner to be receptive to it.
Mm.
And I'm not going to get on here and lie and say, you know, I'm 100% ready, because I'm not. But the door's not closed.
Yeah.
And I like to have conversations with people. I like to learn.
Yeah.
You know, I want to learn. So, you know, through your experiences and your recommendation, you know, I'll take all things into consideration.
Yeah, you should go. I vote yes.
All right.
Do you think you're not ready because you have to make some changes?
No, I want to make changes.
Okay.
I actually want to make changes. When I say I'm not ready, I don't open up, I guess would be the answer to that.
Okay.
I want to make changes. I just don't know how to make the changes. I'm sure that'll help me make the changes. I just got to make the change to be willing to open up.
Yeah. I get that.
So that's what I'm struggling with. But it'll work out.
Yeah.
And it'll probably happen one day. I'll let you know when it happens.
I'll send you a list if you want me to.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. And we'll touch back on this because it's an important subject.
Yeah.
To break stigmas.
Yeah.
In the Black community, specifically the Black community.
Definitely.
I want to talk about your faith in God. I know on Facebook on Sundays, I see Sister Erica Johnson swaying.
Yes.
I might be doing a Stevie, but she be swaying. But but they be
Killing
doing the step.
it.
Yeah, they be doing the step. Yeah, singing.
Right.
You guys go to the same church?
We do. We go to Mount Carmel
in
Steubenville. So yeah, we go to the same church.
Have you always went to Mount Carmel?
No, so we started off going to Second Baptist.
Okay.
So my dad actually went there when he was younger. So we started off at that church and then we moved over to Second Baptist probably like in 7th grade, when I was in 7th grade. So
how important the role of your faith play in your everyday life?
It's number one. And I think I'm just trying to be consistent. I feel like that's all I'm trying to do at this point in my life is, be intentional and consistent with my relationship with God. I think a lot of times, we'll try to make our own plans and go out and do all these things. And eventually you come back to whatever God told you to do in the first place. So let's just cut that down a little bit and shorten that time frame and just do what he says do. So it's definitely number one. I feel like life is better. Not to say that you won't go through some things, because you will, but life is just better when you're walking with God.
Say that, then.
Yeah.
You sing in the choir too?
I used to. Before I moved to Columbus, I did.
All right. Well, who sing better?
Call me Beyonce.
I mean, if that's what you say, I just ain't never seen you on there swaying. I seen Sister Erica Johnson swaying.
I gotta let her have her moment.
I get it.
I can't just steal the whole show every single time. It's about God. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Paparazzi gonna come out. We can't have that. You know what I mean? So if she's Michelle, she's Michelle. If I'm Beyonce,
no way you just sat up here and called Sister Johnson
she could be
Michelle
Kelly.
on the Legacy Lounge.
Just
this
kidding.
is crazy.
She sounds great. If you want to know, just come to Mount Carmel every Sunday at 10 a.m.
Plug in Mount Carmel. I have 3 daughters, and my goal, my dream for my daughters are to be entrepreneurs. I want them to go to school, learn business, turn whatever they do into a business, be the business, and, not have to depend on anybody or work for anybody. From the outside looking in, now it's kind of the inside looking in. I would say you're on that trajectory. That's the path that you're on. I think it's important to see, especially for younger Black women.
Sure. What
advice would you give them? And we're talking like you already got the Olympics. Like, you already got it.
So in full transparency, I am out here winging it. I don't know. I'm trying to see what will work, what won't work. I am out here winging it and seeing what happens.
But you're winging it, but you started.
Yes, but I think that comes from just me being a risk taker. I'm going to see what happens. And I think Steubenville is a good place to do that. It's a good place to build a foundation. It's a good place to see what will work and what won't work. It's a small enough area, but still big enough, so you get that support of the community. But I'm just trying to see what will work and trying to, like I said, build my foundation so that way if I go somewhere else, whenever I go somewhere else, I'll be able to say, oh, well, I've done that before. I understand how that works. I understand that process. I'm able to communicate with others. And then that way, building bigger networks and everything like that. So I think everything is preparing me for that. But I'm literally just out here winging it, just trying to see what happens.
So you say winging it, but I hear risk taker. Like, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to you, you're winging it, but it doesn't happen if you don't step outside of your comfort zone,
Very
correct?
True. Very true.
And take that risk.
Yeah. And I think maybe that kind of comes from therapy also, just kind of breaking down those barriers and seeing what will work and what won't work. So I guess another reason why to go to therapy, but I think that kind of goes back to therapy also, just being able to do it and see what happens.
Yeah, because the advice could have been or could be to take a risk.
Absolutely.
Which,
try it.
Yeah, that's it sounds so simple.
Yeah.
But it's really not. Like sometimes we overcomplicate or like over explain.
And see, it's simple for me too.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. It's so easy. Just do it. See what works. And I'm trying to understand that it's not everyone operates that way, and I understand that. But for me, it's that simple. Go and see if it works. Because I feel like there's always, again, I'm a fixer. I like to fix things. There's always a problem, or there's always a solution to the problem. It can be fixed. You may not know how to fix it, but someone knows how to fix it. So go out there and do it. Don't do anything too crazy, because Boss C ain't gonna bail you out of jail. So don't do anything too crazy. However, go take some risk and try it and see what works. There's a solution to it.
You see, that's perfect sound advice. Like, you said you were just winging it, which you are, but take that risk. Because some people, somebody might get on here and say, philosophy and philosophy, and they're like, what?
Right.
Like, what is she saying? I just want to go to school. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah. And it could be something as simple as trying a new food that you don't know if you like or not. Take the risk. Go try sushi. You'll love it.
Get out your comfort zone.
Go try something else. Like, do something small, cross it off your list, and do something a little bit bigger next time. But just try it and see if it'll work. Someone can fix it.
Yeah, I mean, just do it.
Oh God, that may be terrible advice.
No,
like,
no,
don't
no,
go too crazy. But
I'll prep my daughters. I'll talk to them. I'll get my own advice before they watch this. Like, hold up, this is what she means. Hold up, because she did. Don't be doing nothing crazy, because I don't get it.
No, and there's people here that are willing to help you, go through some things. There are people here that have the answers. They already have the blueprint laid out for you. So try it. See if it'll work.
And honestly, that's what we're doing here.
Yes.
Every episode, we're just trying it and see if it works.
Yeah.
And we learned, and we watch film like it's sports, and then we come back and try to be better. But it started with trying. Yeah. 2 words. Yeah.
Or whenever you're on ESPN. So.
Yeah, we're gonna be there too, somewhere like that. We're gonna be something like them.
Show,
something like them. Yeah, wherever. Yeah, wherever's paying. That's where.
Right.
That's where we plan on being.
Right.
That's it's the goal is the same as yours. Yeah, we want to be entrepreneurs. I want to be an entrepreneur, and I'm not sure what it looks like.
Right.
Literally winging it.
Yes.
Every day, every week, we're winging it, trying to see what works. And eventually we'll just meet at the top.
Right.
It'd be a beautiful thing. Yeah.
And you have a story to tell, whether it's good or bad. You got some good experience and bad ones, but you have something to share with others.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, and it's going to work out. It's going to work out for you. It's going to work out for us.
And I think with social media, there's so many opportunities out there and so many people giving the advice to you. So there's like different tips and tricks that you can learn along the way. And that's why I'm trying to, build my content as well, because maybe someone's looking at my stuff, trying to see what I'm doing, and maybe it'll help somebody. I don't know. But yeah, I'm winging it.
Yeah, and that's the goal, to have you on here. People might want to know.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
Yeah.
And they might have thought you had a blueprint written down and just winging it.
Winging it. Yep.
But it started with
trying it.
You can't do it from Wintersville.
To
do it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm not letting
it go. That's a big deal to me.
It is. It was different.
Yeah. I mean, but
for sure,
it all started with one event. You seen you can do it. And
keep going.
Just don't doubt yourself.
Yeah. I don't. No, I don't. I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Let's see what works. and I'll adjust and pivot and keep it going.
Always been like that?
Yeah. Yeah. In most areas of my life, yes.
Mom trait, dad trait?
A little bit of both. So my dad, he's a black dad. He's going to fix anything that's in front of his face. It may take some glue and some tape, and it may not look the prettiest, but he's going to fix it.
Yeah, my car wouldn't start one day. He was right
Baby,
there. Yeah,
listen.
he was right there. Brother
He's
Johnson,
gonna
yeah.
fix it. I don't know how, but it's going to get fixed. And then my mom, she's a fixer also. She did a lot of event planning as well. But she would be watching a cooking show, and then she would say, "Oh, I can make that," and she would just get up and try it herself. So I feel like it's a little bit of both. They're both fixers in their own ways, but I definitely get it from both of them, I think.
Your parents are dope, by the way.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
like your parents. They like me too. Those are my buddies.
You know.
Don't let them lie to
They're
you.
great people.
Yeah, they are. They really
Yeah.
are. You know, I don't want to say my age group, but I could just speak to what I seen growing up.
Yeah.
You didn't see black households with both parents.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare. I'll take it a step further. Like, you either lived in South End projects, North End projects, Parkview Circle, Market Square.
Yeah.
Either way, you living in public housing.
Mm-hmm.
So even rarer than seeing, you know, a black family with both parents was seeing a black family in a house.
Yeah.
Like, which is crazy. Like, it's not, I wasn't, you know, I ain't that old. It wasn't in the 50s. Like, this is in the 80s and 90s, but that's just how it was. So you feel like did you have advantage or had an advantage with having both parents?
I'm sure I have. And I think, I don't know, I just think maybe based off of relationships, how I deal with relationships, I think that definitely has played a role. Just seeing how they love on each other and seeing how they communicate with one another. I definitely think it's played a role, at least in my relationships, for sure.
How long your parents been married?
About 40 years.
Wow.
Or close to 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. That's goals.
Yeah.
And those are the people I like to talk to.
Yeah.
Not saying I don't like to talk to you and Erica. Y'all cool too.
Sure.
No, I mean, but I want to talk to the parents too. Yeah, y'all cool. We've been talking for an hour now.
Right.
Trying to kick you off. But it's obvious why. It's black love, which, you know, I'm a fanboy for.
Yes.
It's 40 years of unity.
Yeah.
Which is rare. You know, that's like, you know, solar eclipse. Like, you just don't see it.
Right.
That's goals.
Yeah.
And it gives me hope.
Yeah.
And anything that gives me hope, I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
So I already liked your parents, but I really, really, really liked your parents now.
Yeah. And I think it just, it kind of sucks because, you know, whenever you're dealing with relationships, that's what you're kind of expecting. Like, that's my goal. That's what I want to achieve. That's what I've, you know, grown up with. That's what I know. That's what I've seen. That's what I want. And not everyone has that same perspective. So it's a little challenging, but yeah, they're a great example. So
challenging in the way of, I'm not going to settle because this is what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm a firm believer in do what works for you. I feel like social media right now is just like, oh, you have to do it this way and it has to be done. If it works for y'all, do it. If it helps the both of you, if it works for both of you, go ahead and do it. But for me, that's what I want. So that's what I'm going to wait for.
That's how I want my daughters to view not settling.
Yeah.
And I want us and me and my wife to be a representation like that.
Yeah.
And to set that bar for them. And we talk about legacy, but and this is all tied into that.
Yeah.
Is me being an example, their mom being an example, but us being an example of this is how it should look.
Yeah.
And if you ain't ready for this, then keep
and
it
of
pushing.
course, I feel like everyone has their moments, you know, whatever. But ultimately, that's what I want, and that's what I'm gonna wait for. And I think them seeing that consistently is going to be helpful. So I think you're on the right track. You're doing great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a
welcome.
work in progress.
Yeah.
Just like you said, I'm winging it.
Yeah.
I really am.
Listen, I feel like all adults are at this point. We're just out here trying to
Yeah,
see what'll work.
there's no ready
Right.
for anything.
Anything.
You know, you wasn't ready to do trap bingo.
Mm-mm.
Like I wasn't ready for the first podcast. You're not
Right.
ready.
No. You have to try it though.
And it keeps tying
Do it
back to
afraid.
just we went back there, and, but
Mhm.
that's where the conversation keeps leading us
Yeah.
back to.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
definitely trying it.
Yeah.
But I think knowing what you deserve
Mhm.
is a huge part of the battle.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that I think therapy has helped with that as well. Just realizing that I'm a great person and I have a lot to offer. So, knowing that about yourself will kind of help you realize that some people don't deserve your energy or your presence. And again, it's a daily thing that you work on. And of course, you may have some setbacks and some moments and everything, but I think once you realize that, you just, try to stick with it. And then also having friends, also having people in your life to kind of help you remind you and to help you stay on that page is super important as well.
It's a couple things you said. It's the positivity, like positive energy, and maintaining that positive energy. Don't let anybody trick you off of your square.
Yeah.
But you're self-confident. I can tell you're confident, which allows you to do what you do.
Yeah.
Therapy helped with that as well, or
Yeah.
were you always like that?
No, therapy definitely helped with that. I think I've always been like, no new friends. I'm not going to talk to nobody. I don't like you. Don't talk to my family. Don't talk to my friends. We don't like you. But it's okay to be friendly with other people. But again, I think just the depression kind of put me into that negative space. And so I don't think I realized it. I didn't realize it at that point, but I think that played a role in it, how it was coming off to others as well. So
it's funny. I smiled when you were saying that, the no new friends, don't talk to my friends, don't talk to my family. We was talking this afternoon, this evening on my way home. We was both on our way home from work. And I was he knows me better than almost anybody knows me, but I do this, people see this and they think I'm friendly. I'm really not friendly. I mean, I'm not mean,
right.
But I like who I like.
Right.
I like my friends, and
Sure.
I'll be cordial, but I don't really want to be friends with people that I'm not friends with. I'm friends with my friends. I don't want to be like that because I don't want to block blessings. You might be blocking somebody out of your life that can be extremely impactful.
Yeah.
So another thing that I have to work on, because that is 100% my attitude.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think, so my best friend, we actually went back to therapy around the same time. So her therapist kind of gave the analogy of NASCAR. So she mentioned that you're on the racetrack, you're going around and you're on this journey of life, and you're kind of, the people in the stands, you're giving them entertainment, or you're giving them something. So I think those are the people that, you went through those different obstacles and journeys and everything else to kind of give them what they're there for. And then you're on the track with certain people as well. So you may connect over certain things, or, we're both married, or we both have kids, whatever the case may be. But then you have a headset, and in that headset is the pit crew chief, and he's sitting there and he's talking to you. So, and I did a little bit of research. I want to do a little bit more, but apparently the chief is up in the pit box. I don't know if you watch NASCAR.
I know enough to be dangerous,
Okay.
but no, I don't watch
right.
it. Yeah.
So they're in this pit box, and so in the pit box you have a couple other people, some engineers, and you also have some TVs. But the chief is actually up there watching you around this track, and he's seeing, okay, that tire's a little low. By lap 20, we may need more gas. The weather's changing, or whatever the case may be. So he's able to communicate with the driver to say, hey, it's time. So I'm learning, and I think therapy has helped. You need a pit crew, because you need to go into the pit. You need to refuel. You need to change your tires, whatever you need to do, so that you can get back out there and go back and do some more laps. So I think it's important to have a pit crew, and then also know when it's time to change that pit crew, because you may be in the pit crew, but now I need you in the stands. or now I need you in the parking lot. I don't even need to communicate with you anymore. So I think therapy has helped that as well. But I think it's important to navigate or learn how to navigate people in your life. And when it's time for them to switch positions, and be okay with the change. It's change. It's not going to be comfortable. But I think it's important to have that. And then also, especially with the chief, they're able to see, okay, you need some self-care. When's the last time you did self-care? You like to go to the gym, you like to work out, that's your self-care. You ain't talked to God in a while, whatever the case may be, it's time for some self-care because you're a little off. So I think it's important to check to see who your pit crew is.
I don't know if it's your intention, but you selling therapy. Like, I'm finna start Googling. Yeah, but I'm all about, at this point in my life, about betterment and elevating. Whatever gets me there, I'm not opposed.
Yeah.
And I'm not into telling people what to do, but I would give the advice of whatever it takes to get better,
do it.
Take that step.
Yeah. Again, if it means eliminating people, if you need a new job, if you need to move, you got to do it. You got to do it. So I agree.
So I want to thank you again. First of all, you brought us gifts.
Yes.
Yeah. Really appreciate the gifts. And I was late. Yeah, but you didn't have to do that. And you contributed majorly to the experience. And this is groundbreaking.
Yeah.
So there'll be many after you, hopefully, but there were none before you.
Period. Yeah.
And now y'all can see that at the Legacy Lounge, we are having women on as well.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not a bromance. It ain't locker room talk. We want to get different angles from all different perspectives. Yeah. And I appreciate everything you added.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. You do a great job. I think the editing is amazing. The lighting is amazing. Everything is amazing here. And you guys are very welcoming. So I appreciate you doing it. And I appreciate you taking the step out and actually doing it. You're doing it. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
You talked about the lighting and welcoming and everything. So use that light. Talk to the people. We talked long enough. I just want you to tell them. You took it the wrong way. See, that's why we won't be having women on here. That's exactly why it took. That's exactly why it took so long. Maybe you need to go to
therapy and learn how to talk to us.
Oh, see, and that's why we don't tell y'all stuff, because then y'all throw it right back in our face.
No, I'm just kidding. You're doing great.
See, right back in my shell. That's why we don't tell y'all stuff.
No,
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Tell people again what you got going on, how they could get a hold of you, best way to reach you.
Okay. So again, it's bossyevents.com. So bossyevents.com, Bossy Events on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. You can communicate with me that way. Email me anything you want to do. Get in contact with me if you have any type of event coming up, graduation parties, if you need balloons, if you need anything planned, baby showers, bridal showers, anything whatsoever, divorce parties. Let me know how I can help. Hotel setups, anything. Let me know how I can help you.
Let us know how we can help you.
Yes.
And we'll talk. We had talked about some events before, but we'll talk about that going forward, because I know you can help us.
Yes.
For sure. I'm going to end it a little different than what I usually end it. So with me and Miss Cheryl Renee, the conversation came back. Almost every topic came back to risk and taking a chance and just doing it. Like, there really wasn't no secret sauce. And sometimes we overthink and you're looking for the secret sauce and it's right in front of you. Like, it's just, you miss every shot you don't take. You miss every chance you don't take. And that's what we're doing here, is the Legacy Lounge. We shooting our shot. It's our turn. The ball's in our hand and we're shooting our shot. But when I say I want to end it differently, if y'all like us, like y'all say y'all like us, when I be seeing y'all out, y'all be saying y'all like us. If you like the Legacy Lounge, if you rock with the Legacy Lounge, show us some love. I ain't asking for your money, but the love can be, a share, a like, a comment, a follow, subscribe on YouTube. Man, we everywhere. Y'all ain't never there. Meet me there. Beat me there. Whatever this saying is, we need y'all. So everybody working on our legacy, but my legacy ain't complete without the help of the people that say y'all rock with us. So if you rock with us, and let's turn it up. This for the city. Legacy Lounge.